2, 1. Going live. Thing spinning. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Bitcoin Analytica. This is your host Joe Saz, and today I'm joined by a very special guest. Thanks so much, Greeny, for joining us.
Appreciate your time and
Yeah,
space, Joe.
2, 1,
Uh, Nice to be on your channel, watching you
going
since,
live.
I don't
Thing
know,
spinning.
we're live or not?
All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Bitcoin
This
Analytica.
is
This
my
is your
joy.
host Joe Saz, and today I'm joined by a very
I
special
said
guest. Are
joy,
you
but
so much, Greeny, for Are you joining us?
hearing
Something?
appreciate you. Yeah, that's on my side. Sorry,
Oh,
it's
okay, okay. I was bugging out. I was like, whoops.
okay. Let's
Uh,
go.
yeah, so quick intro. Me and Greeny know each other. I went on his YouTube channel the other day. He spends a lot of time in order books and TRDR. And yeah, so right now we're just, we've been talking a lot. We've become friends, want to share ideas. And also he has a handful of people that we're in the trading competition, as many of you know right now. We're about 4 days in, 3 days in. And there's been a little bit of confusion. This is, the first competition for a lot of people. So we want to talk some price action, clear up a number of these questions that you may have about what's up with the trading competition. And then in addition to that, answer a few more questions. What's the value of trading in a competition? Why do we keep the dollars very low and the risk high, or whatever you guys may want to know exactly? But we have a lot to talk about today. And yeah, Greeny, what do you say? Again, Greeny now has an American channel. He has a really big Russian channel, but he now has an American channel. So why don't you just bring that up real quick, and then maybe let's get into some price action.
Yeah, I can share, or you can share the link after that, or maybe I can share my channel on my screen. But I can also just tell you that I am originally Russian spoken YouTuber since 2018. I think the start of 2018, when the 17 bubble crashed. I started doing my videos on Russian. Then I decided to try on English, but to be honest with you, I have a few English videos yet, so I'm setting my wider, perspective of audience. So I'll try to do more videos soon, and thanks you also for helping that, because I need more
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
recently we recorded pre-recorded pretty good collaboration about trading and TLDR also, so you can check out by the link in the description later.
Excellent.
And now currently we are trading on competition with my community on DeepCoin exchange.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of questions and also thoughts we can share with people. So let's
Yeah,
start.
yeah, we have been yeah, you know what? Let's jump into that here in a minute. Let's give everyone that jumped in to catch some price action. Everyone wants their quick update, and let's what do you say we give it to them? You wanted to share your screen real quick and give your short-term, mid-term update on what Bitcoin looks like?
Yeah, pretty no problem with that. And I want to do that. So let's start. If you see my screen, uh, yeah, I think it's familiar to a lot of your viewers. It's TRDR, or how you call it. We call it TRDR in Russia. I think we call it pretty much same. But I
TRD.
use all settings of order book overlay, which I saw on some of your streams, maybe when maybe 2020 or even earlier. You show this order book overlay and order book aggregation. So I use these settings with 70, 70, 70, and it works pretty much well for me. And what we're seeing now, man, it's sideways.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking sideways, but we saw a lot of sell pressure here. And also, I think it's easier to dump the price now below 40K than to pump it like to 46K or so. What do you think? It's pretty much heavy resistance now.
Yeah.
Agree?
Uh, I agree. I agree. I think man, it's interesting looking at 70, 70, 70.
Yeah,
I
we saw a big bull bias here,
Yeah.
right? So that's where we bounced from, and now we are like in a no trade zone for me, because it's can go up, can go down. We need some more confirmation signs now.
Yeah, then that's a good point. It is kind of a no trade zone, and we're in a trading competition. and we're gonna have to start making some moves, you know. So it's like that's definitely one of the good things that we'll be talking about is some other indicators that I would use to make trades in a otherwise difficult time.
Yeah, I also looked at some altcoins. I looked at Bitcoin Trash.
Hmm.
Our friend Ton Waste called it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, Bitcoin Trash, by the way, looking pretty much promising because if you remember, it pumped like 3x or so not long ago in June, July. It pumped, yeah, it pumped 275% or so, but it didn't dump to the start position as many altcoins as XRP, as many altcoins. So it keeping painting something possibly like a bull flag or I don't know or some continuation pattern because see we are testing the EMA ribbon support on weekly perfectly.
Hmm.
We didn't break it. So yeah, I'm looking on Bitcoin Cash like maybe um, an indicator, you know, like I forgot this word in English. Not lagging indicator, but the opposite. The
Oh,
like
a counter indicator or something.
yeah, like the counter indicator. So I mean, if Bitcoin Cash will hold these levels and will start to pump, I think we'll easy break this resistance and next level. I don't know, maybe 500 or 600 bucks. But this is only if we see a bull case. But now I'm just looking at that and yeah, watching. But did you see Monero today, Joe?
No, I didn't see. Show me.
It dumped like 40 or 50%. Let's see. I
No
saw
way.
in my chat were doing it, posting screens. I were in the road. Yeah, look at Monero.
Holy shit.
I think this is
The weekly.
some new chart. We need something like this. What is this? Poloniex. Yeah, it's dump heavy. I think after Binance announced that they'll delisting it soon or
Uh,
already delisted. So we see Heikin-Ashi candle. Yeah, this is the normal candles. It's dumped pretty much heavy, so maybe it will bounce. It's 40% dump in a
that's
day.
pretty wild, dude. That's
Yeah.
painful.
So I think we need to look at this also because
Holy shit.
yeah, it looked bouncy, but it's dangerous to trade it now. Mm,
Yeah.
right.
No, this has another leg down, dude. This is just looking like it has a another 40% candle.
Yeah, maybe because if we compare Monero to similar dark like Dash or Zcash, I mean privacy coins, they are already there. They are already uh, at all-time lows. But Monero still was still looking good. By the way, you know, Ton Weiss said once that Monero is like second decentralized coin after Bitcoin, maybe because really a lot of dark miners, you know, viruses and the hidden miners, they are mining Monero.
Hmm.
A lot of hidden miners
Yeah.
and viruses mining Monero. So yeah, this is true, really OG coin, but now it's looking terrible. What do you think, Joe?
I mean, the fundamentals are obviously kicking this thing down, right? Getting delisted from an exchange, that's almost a guaranteed sell-off. You know, even if you're a big fan of the token, you know, you support their cause. A move down on some fundamental kicker like that is 100% anticipated, you know. It's this is just a good trade. I think it's not going to zero. I don't think, you know, we a lot of us are Bitcoin maximalists and we are even aggressive toxic Bitcoin maximalists, right? But the thing is, yo, it's like all these shit coins, they survive. They're like cockroaches, you know, XRP, one of the dumbest of them all, right? And whatever else, Dentacoin and coins about your fucking this and that, you know, Dogecoin's fucking twin brother and then the twin brother of the twin brother and the twin, right? So it's like, look, I don't think this thing's going to zero. I think what's probably happening is another 40% drop
Yeah.
and then maybe another one after that. But I don't think it's going to zero. And
Yeah,
I if,
me too, personally, it's very old and good coin. So maybe it's an opportunity for some
yeah, it
long.
hasn't been like 51% attacked and stuff. And even Ethereum Classic been 51%
Yeah.
attacked. It still has
Yes,
value greater
yes,
than zero.
yes, but then it pumped 40x
Yeah.
after this. attack. So
exactly.
yeah, looking at Ethereum right now, Ethereum looking bullish. Ethereum looking different than Monero. Look,
Hmm.
it's looking even more bullish than Bitcoin, I think, today. No, I didn't check a lot of charts today, but oh no, Bitcoin is the king. Look, uh,
Uh,
yeah, but I'm trading on competition. By the way, I longed Ethereum Classic recently
nice.
before we start. Yeah, because I think it can go much higher. Because if you think it in fundamental way, Ethereum Classic is comparing to Bitcoin. It's like Bitcoin original,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Ether is like Bitcoin Trash or Bitcoin SV. It's fork of a
yeah.
fork. Actually, Ethereum is a third hard fork of Ethereum. So maybe Ethereum Classic makes some sense mm, to
I've met
follow it.
people that are true believers, people that straight up will sit there and tell you every day that, Ethereum, Vitalik's Ethereum is a centralized shitcoin or whatever, and Ethereum Classic isn't, right? So,
Yeah, I think so also because I remember. Do you remember the day when the hard fork happened? What
um,
I mean, not the exact date, but you were in the
yeah,
space. It was
yeah,
2016. I remember
okay,
it
maybe,
was, it was my first hard fork, and I remember my first coins, free coins. It was very unusual and like a gift. So then and when the community split it, I think that I was on the minority side, on the Ethereum Classic side, because I like when Vitalik made undo on the blockchain when they get back to previous transactions. It's not what about blockchain technology is, I mean, the fundamentals of Bitcoin is that you can't revert transactions back anyway, if even if hacker stole funds or something. But Ethereum is a centralized shitcoin after that.
yeah.
The mother of centralized shitcoins,
But
Ethereum.
people pay money for it, so
Yeah, yeah, that's the way it is. People pay money for shit. Usually, I mean, meme coins or I don't know, uh,
yeah.
different shit
NFTs,
projects. Yeah, NFTs they increase 100x, 1000x, but fundamental projects are still breaking the laws. So yeah, Ethereum Classics, from my point of view, is makes sense to trade long on a longer time. What do you think, Joe? Maybe you share your screen and some thoughts about recent price action.
yeah. We'll start with Bitcoin, and I'll show you a couple settings in on TRDR.
Yeah. Should I,
Tear
should,
dare.
should I stop my share or you can do it
Let's
offline?
see if yeah, I can take it over. Let me do it this way. And all right, so what we have is so I wanted to show you real quick. I'm on 100.00, and I'll explain this, and I think it might be good to explain this on your show for your viewers because I know we talked like briefly about them wanting a little bit more of an understanding. But I know a lot of you guys like this, right? And I'll explain real quick why I use 100.00.
Yes, please.
I go into each one of these things, and you either color it black, you color it black and drop the opacity to 0. Now, at any point in time, I can increase in opacity and put this back up, right? So I actually don't even really need to do that, but I set it black to make it so I know that this thing isn't gonna print any signals right now. Now, all right, the you can see that this goes from a value of 1 to a value of 20. So that means that at $100 at 100 opacity cap, each each unit out of in 1 through 20, each unit 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, it represents a total of 5 ratios. So 20 is effectively it's a 99 to 5 ratio. I'm sorry, a shoot, man, I'm thinking backwards. All right, so a 50-50 ratio would be 10, right? Um,
Uh-huh.
and so this would represent a 55 to 45 and a 60 to 40. And that's basically the point, is that at least it's every 5 denominations. So I can pay closer attention. And if I drop it to, let's say, 70, it would affect the amount of denominations per ratio, like calculation that would be included in that overall. color printing scheme that we have. So that's kind of I think I did a bad job explaining that, and I'll try to sharpen that up. But that's why I set it to 100, is because each one of these units represents each number represents 5 units. At 100, it's a very straight up number to me, and I think that gives us enough space to work with. And then I just go in and I color the indicators, the signals where when and where I want them. So if you notice on 0 to 1, I don't want to see anything unless it's at a massive ratio discrepancy.
Mm.
And in bids 1 to 2.5, I'm willing to see everything once we start getting to a roughly a this isn't a 50-50. I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. Is like the beginning, I guess, of a 50-50. This isn't like a 10 to 1. This isn't 10 to 5. I need to sharpen that explanation up actually. Give me like a day so I can really prepare this. But yeah, this is like your 95 to 100 to 1 ratio discrepancy, right? At 1 to 2.5, I have what are called my probe signals, and then I have like the signals that are like, holy shit, something's gone down, you know? So I like to have these are like, this is your probe. This is where your trade starts getting interesting. This is probably pretty rare, right? Something like this. But then you get to a signal point where we have moved so deeply into the buy side of the book where the signals flip to the Ruby mine, and that's a different signal to me. That's saying that the market's in a total state of irration and
Extremes.
yeah, extremes. The market is very extreme right now, and I probably want in on this action, and this is catching a falling knife. It's just dangerous. You gotta stack into that position real easy, but it's
Yeah.
probably a good position, especially if you're going sideways with this type of stuff. You go sideways for 4 hours, you know, 2 to 4, maybe 6 hours, something like that. You go sideways long enough with these signals live, well, yeah, you can bet your fucking bottom dollar that that's a bottom right now. You know, the market can't kill these guys. That's a
Yeah,
very good sign.
at least temporary bottom or flat sign. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
there also because it's not a lagging indicator. It's like leading indicator because it show you the
yeah.
order book instead of moving averages or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and moving averages is a calculation based on the past. In
yeah,
RSI, calculation based on the past, all this stuff. But yeah, you combine this with a couple things. One of the most important things is the order book depth, and yeah, we'll save the majority of the educational stuff for the next one. But my quick outlook on price action is roughly the same as yours. I'm on the 15-minute right now, and you can clearly see we have a range high, and that's in the mid 43Ks. Every time we get up there, we're met with some resistance. We come back down, and I think our real range bottom is probably this 41K thing right now, obviously. And we took a look at your bottom too. It was firing off some really deep signals. We have 5 to 10% band light up, 2.5 to 5 band light up, and intermittent 1 to 2.5 band light ups, but we could see the Ruby mine really going nuts down here. So this was and we went sideways, like we said, roughly 4 to 6 hours of going sideways. Then the burden of proof is still on the sellers to dump the market, and they're not doing it anymore. Then buyers start to come back, and especially after you've had a very bad crash, it just needs a bit of time. So you would have taken this signal, you would have gotten punched in the face, and then you would start seeing this stuff, and maybe this would be your signal to say, I need to see this signal go for a while. This is a bad crash, and this isn't just going to have a straight immediate retrace. So there's some of that stuff we can discuss, but yeah, for now, I think this is probably our range bottom. It's very clear to me that we have a lot of support, overwhelming support down here. And one of the other most important facts of our new trading scenario, as of maybe a little while ago, maybe a week or two ago, the walls at 44,000 and 45,000 have pulled their orders. So there was about a 50 million, 40 to 50 million dollar order at 44,000, roughly the same at 45,000. There was over 1,000 Bitcoin stacked at each aggregation. and they were just hovering over, just looming over the crypto market, preventing any upside um, continuation. So that's what caused the crash. It was kind of market manipulation in a way, not something that we weren't that we were paying attention to it, so we were on the right side of the manipulation. We were able to see what was going on. But yeah, as of now, the market's regained its organic market behavior. Um, and I think we're just playing in a channel. Now, we're gonna get into some competition trade talk.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Greeny, if you want to say in Russian, in case any of your Russian viewers are going to be around, just make sure they know in Russian they can
Yeah,
ask.
I think they're pretty much sleeping now because it's like in 5 o'clock in Moscow.
Okay.
But let's see. Someone trades 24 hours, and
Mm-hmm.
let me open the chat. And are you currently in some trades, Joe?
Am I going to do some trades right now?
Or yeah, I mean, are you already in some trade or not yet?
I'm actually thinking about it. I woke up and I was still kind of sick yesterday. I was looking at this and I was like, yo, I should get out of bed and make my first trade of the competition right now. But I didn't do it. So I'm like, right now we're right in the middle of this and the low, right? So I'm like, I'm thinking about it. I'm not in a position currently, but if I had to pick, I would pick to the downside.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I'm
I'm
currently
ready to
in one
start trading.
trade. I'm currently in one trade, and it's Ethereum Classic, by the way.
Hmm.
But I don't like the price action right now. But I think maybe I should keep it or decrease a little bit position. It's
Hmm.
on Deepcoin on trading competition. I just joined because I was trading on inverse contracts, but I realized that
Yeah.
that was the wrong way. So now I see myself in profit ranking already. So yeah,
Okay.
I even somebody who is minus 100%, minus 100 and 109%,
Oh yeah, yeah,
he has a price of $10. So even if
yeah,
you look at anything, you have some price. That's amazing, Joe. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I think that's a great point. Even if you trade with $10 and you get liquidated, but you get the volume requirement met, you're still eligible for a prize, even at negative fucking 100%.
yeah.
So, and speaking of that, let's talk about this so the first thing to note, I want to enter a position to build up my volume right now. I need to, in order to even get on the prize pool, you need to have $10,000 in trade volume, USDT equivalent.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So
This is minimum requirement.
So I've spent days where all I'll do is enter and exit positions quickly. And it looks like this is actually going to be a buy, but the RSI is low. It could fall through the floor a bit. You could see that we had wick, and now we're grinding into that low. So I'm a little bit sketched out right now about taking a long. But basically all you got to do is to build up that volume is first you want to make sure that you guys are in the right thing, that you're trading with the right how do I say this, the right um fuck, I'm still a little fucking foggy from being sick, but point is, if you're trading with contracts, a lot of us remember contracts on something like BitMEX used to be $10 a piece. Contracts on most exchanges are probably $10. But you guys, if you look up, let's see, there's a place over here somewhere. Um, Maybe it's over here. Contract. One contract
Yeah.
equals 0.001 BTC.
It's 100,000 satoshis. Wait.
Well, it's
Yeah, it's 100,000 satoshi, man.
I think it is based
It's
on whatever the price is right now. So
uh-huh.
a contract can be basically deduct a few zeros. It'll be $43 right now. One
Mm-hmm.
contract equals $43 because Bitcoin price changes. So if this is always relative to Bitcoin, a contract price is $43 right now for one contract. So if
Yeah.
I buy two contracts right now, I should be about zero point 0.8 to zero point 0.9 long.
This will be no liquidation, no leverage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no leverage. Let's see here.
This is
Where's
first.
yeah,
For we call it in Russian. We call it first shoulder. I don't know. We call the leverage is shoulders. I mean, 1x is
okay.
first shoulder, 2x is two shoulders, and like this. But if
Yeah.
you trade in inverse, even if you open 1x leverage, you have liquidation price because you're already in crypto. But
Yeah.
if you're shorting the opposite, if you short the market right now, you will have the liquidation price. But you can't short inverse contracts without liquidation price.
Yeah, so just to point out, we're at roughly a point 0.7 margin, so a contract is roughly $43, something like that. And my liquidation price is 10 cents. So we're looking good. We're safe. This is a very
Yeah.
conservative
Pretty
position.
much safe trade, yes.
Yeah. And so if we switch this to USDT, we'll see the value over here on the tab, $86 value, 0.68% lev, well, margin relative to the 125 max. And yeah, so two contracts equals $86, approximately $43 per contract. So just making sure people understand that. And
Yeah.
this is the kind of thing that you might need to do to build up that trade volume. Yo, what's up, Brian? That's good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. How you doing? All right, so what I would do, and I've done this when I started the last competition, I traded with $10, and so for like one full day, all I was doing was farming volume. And
Mm-hmm.
all I'm doing is I'm trying to build up my volume. I'm going to try to keep bringing my average entry lower. Right now I'm 2x or I'm 1.3x. I'm double my initial entry. Now we're starting to fall through the floor. I'm getting a little more interested. Let's
Yeah.
take a look at some of this down here. Let's get another 100 ready. So we've just made a lower low than these wicks, and that's why we really took a bit more of a spill. The second there's probably stop losses right here. There's probably a lot of stop losses below this line and below this wick. So once they triggered, that's what caused that little flutter, this little wick. So this is just going to be the idea of getting what do we call it? Volume farming, trade volume farming. And of course, you want to make sure you're doing a good job because if you close out a good position, then it's also going to add to your P&L. So you don't want to just do this and to get your volume up. You want to also be right. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm also looking at my position. Yeah, it's coming back to break even. I think I should close half because
Hmm.
yeah, it's more like scalping now than short term or swing trade. Uh,
Watching this, if I mean the RSI is pretty close to cooked. We've been there a couple times already today. Um, and right now we're hovering just above it. So speaking about indicators and stuff like that, I want to say I think the RSI is probably one of the indicators that I use most after my own signals, tra after the order book. So yeah, the RSI it's kind of suggesting that we're not necessarily, cooked, to shit right now, and this is a fantastic opportunity. But in a position where I have to make a decision right now, this isn't such a bad decision.
in what time frame? 5 minute time frame, or one
Right
minute?
now, I'm on
One.
5 minute time frame on Deepcoin, and I
Uh-huh.
have the order book aggregation set to $10. So you can go up here and look at the view however you want. I like $10 aggregations because perpetual markets, they tend to have very shifty order books, and you can clearly see it right now. I mean, every exchange has shifty order books at $10 aggregations, but perps are absolutely insane. They're that same thing on stairs. So just so you know, I'm going to close this position right now and clicking on this X, and now I've just added around, six, 700 bucks um to my trade volume for the competition in one situation, and I was profitable.
Mhm.
The other thing that I should note is you do need to cover your fee spread. I might have lost a little bit on fees there. I don't remember exactly where my entry was, but let's just say it was at the candle body. I market bought, which is a 0.06% fee, and I market sold, which is a 0.06% fee. So that means I need to clear a 0.12% spread. So I actually lost about point oh 0.02 or 0.03%. So that's another very important fact to put in there. So what I can do to prepare for this is do let's see 400 contracts at 42,975.
You can do limit orders, sure.
Yeah,
And
and then we're dealing with the 0.04% fee. And
yeah,
we can all
I think it's important to say that the more leverage you use, the more this kind of spreads, if you use market orders, there are. So if you use, for example, 100x leverage, you can just open and close position 2 or 3 times and be out of your deposit completely. So
yeah.
you should be very aware from that.
Yeah, we can all blame Binance for the fees in perps. Remember back in the day when you used to get a rebate for trading a
Yeah.
limit order? Yeah, I do. We can blame Binance for that one. So yeah, this will create right now I have a position leading the charge valued at 258 order size and then followed by following that 386. So I'll have a more chain weighted average down lower at the bottom of the wick if we get that fill. So this thing's actually looking good. If this thing gets out of hand, then we take the short and we have signals overhead. So taking a short right now wouldn't be the riskiest position because not far along here at 43,500, so another $500 above where we are now, we'd be dealing with a probably some resistance. And so you can look at this guy running the top set end of the book right now, 145 pack, running the top end of the book. But we definitely have sell side resistance. So that being said, I would say if you were to short right now with the plan to build a bigger short in the event that we go up, it wouldn't be such a bad idea. So if we do go up, all I'm thinking in my head is take the short and then we'll start playing ping pong between probably around a 42,900 price point and a 43,500 price point, something to that effect.
Yeah, and you should be aware of bigger short squeeze or long squeezes. So you should use stop losses or some risk management. I mean, maybe you can use your whole margin as a stop loss because you can't lose more than your whole margin. Because if you use market stop, they can do a slippage for bigger percentage. If you use leverage, I mean.
Yeah,
So for those who use uh, large leverage, it makes sense to use liquidation instead of stop loss, because stop
yeah.
loss can even not trigger or trigger with a very big slippage. So yeah, don't trade with your whole capital on cross account.
Oh yeah, it depends on what you're used to. I think skill levels are matter here, but yeah, I think it's an important fact. I think it's unwise of me sometimes to trade the leverage I trade on cross. But you do have a question in Russian in the YouTube chat there, or a comment. Saitoshi,
Someone,
what's up, brother?
yeah, someone wrote that very interesting, but need to sleep.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
we will watch it later in Russian translation. So
Yeah.
we'll prepare. Yeah, I'm also in a trade. I can share, but I think it's not very. To be honest with you, it's not the best entry point, I think. But I'm
Yeah.
in it also. It's Ethereum Classic. A little bit profit. Maybe I should use stop loss because, yeah, it's looking like short-term downtrend now. So it may dump deeper for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't want to short, man.
See,
Personally, me, I prefer long trades. What about you?
if I shorted this at the top, I would be looking to bail 50% of my position at neutral RSI. So I actually think this thing's probably going to bounce up a bit higher before it does anything else. But it is an interesting trend here. It's rebuilding slowly what it lost. And this is the state of the market right now too. I mean, we just had the ETF news that kind of pumped and dumped us, and then we had the orders pull from the book, and now that like since Bitcoin for the longest time, all the shit coins where Bitcoin, doubled from its bottom approximately or more. No, a lot of these shit coins haven't done that, right? So they just started to. They just started to climb their way out of the hole.
Yeah, that's the point because we didn't see any alt season yet. We see first signs like Solana 10x, Injective 10x, but we didn't
Yeah.
see like all season, when everything
Yeah.
green for weeks.
I think
So
there should be a fucking, a mid market rally is what we call it, right? Like it doesn't happen in the bull market like Bitcoin went up, and it's pretty much had a steady rise. And let's just look at this on a large time frame.
yeah,
Um, but Bitcoin had its a big market rally. Had a good pullback here, and now it's gone on to its continuation, another pullback here, right? A mid-market rally, and
yeah.
uh, and then a big
Pre
response to that.
halving rally. Pre
Yeah,
halving. What do you think? Is it pre halving rally or do we see a bigger correction after halving or before? What do you think, Joe? Personally,
I
your
think,
opinion.
yeah, I like the correction that we have now, and I like the amount of support that we have. So I think it's very possible we go sideways for a long time. I mean, this was the ETF speculation. The ETF hit, and then we fucking crashed down we crashed down about $10,000
Yeah,
from top to
immediately,
bottom.
right after ETF, right after
Yeah.
ETF accepted,
But
we start crashing.
and the thing is, the sellers really gained a lot of momentum, right? $10,000 is a big move to the downside. And so the sellers had a lot of the momentum on their side. And that now that that's gone and it was halted by these massive walls and static walls, buyers that are going to buy but and absolutely do not, they're sleeper orders. They're not going to show up in the order book and pull their orders because they're getting scared to buy down here. This is where you have those static orders. And so these guys are what prevented Bitcoin from probably going down to 35 or 25K, something ridiculous over the next through to February or March. Let's say we could have had a move from the mid 40s all the way down to 25K over the course of 2 to 3 months. And that would have been totally reasonable. Get back up between April, end of March or April, get up to 35 to 40K, by the halving. That would make a lot of sense. That would have been totally legitimate price action. Um, so I think we do have a good reason to believe that we're in the range now, and that range is 45K to 38. Let's just say 39K, just to make it a round number. I think we're in a range, and I think I think it's going to take another fundamental kicker to break the range, and I have a feeling the halving is going to be that kicker. It's probably going to kick us to the upside. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because sorry. What do you say?
yeah. What do you think?
Because I think the buyers maybe are like big buys on OTC by BlackRock because they need to provide some liquidity. I mean some capitalization for the ETF. So maybe they would dump price somehow to buy more cheaper Bitcoin
I
because
think that's what this was. I think that's what this was, because
pretty
let
much
me
was
see if
it.
well, the
What
second
do you
we
think about
crashed,
whales buying? How do they buy a lot of Bitcoins now? I mean they
so
should.
they plant their orders and then they put a massive sell wall at 45,000 and a massive sell wall at 44,000, knowing full well that there isn't enough people in the market to pump it above that area. It was just that once the sell off happened, the bounce didn't happen. Therefore, and the bounce couldn't happen because they capped out the price. So now that the bounce couldn't happen, the sellers were going to get increasingly aggressive and the buyers were going to get increasingly fearful. So that and then all that's all you need to do. The market dumps, you cap the price by putting massive sell walls, and then you have your orders down to catch the fear, the panic sell. All the panic sellers, all the fucking, you know, all those people selling the bottom because they're scared that Bitcoin's going down to 10K like Willy Woo said last bull market or whoever the fuck, right? Um, all these people that are still expecting a lower low or a 25K or whatever, this is where they sell. once things start getting bad, or once things start getting worse, but they end up inadvertently selling the bottom. So this is the Max Payne situation. You know, they cap out the price. The whales did their job, and I want to see if I don't have it on this one, but I had it on the indicator. You could see that the walls showed up right here, right after we crashed. The walls got put up, and then the psychology of the market was a little cold, and people panicked and played into that trap. And then the second that it was the orders were filled, they fucking pulled their orders. And watch, they're probably going to do that again. If we get high enough, they're probably going to cap out the price again. We'll go fucking, maybe we'll deal with a little dump first, put the orders in, and then this will have to be a safety net yet again. This 38K range will have to be a safety net again. So I think it's very possible that these whales didn't accumulate everything that they wanted to. Um, let's just see here real quick. Yeah, look at these walls down here. 1,000, 1,600, 1,600, 1,200, between 38,000 and 35,000. We have massive, massive support down here. This is where I would bet that whales have their orders. Right
Yeah,
around this.
if the
Yeah.
bigger crash started, it will be very important level for sure. Maybe it's some Fibonacci level also. I didn't check,
Oh
but
yeah, you want to show fibs?
maybe it
I don't really know
52.
them that well.
Yeah. Me too, but I think I already did it a few days before, and it was like, yeah, something like that range.
Okay.
Let's see.
And we got no CME gaps. Well, no local CME gaps. I don't know if you know, but I like to pay close attention to these. I think CME gaps. We have one CME gap down here and another one down here. I have two
Yeah,
CME gaps.
but I think they are on a bear market, they are much more significant than a bull market. If we are starting a new bull market phase, some gaps can never be closed. It's my
Yeah,
opinion.
that's what I'm thinking these are. A lot of these are like this. So let's
Yeah.
talk about that real quick. We have gaps that'll never be closed. Last bull market is all these green the majority of these green ones, right? We have gaps even as low as 3,000, right? And that's where we bottomed out in what was it, November of 2018 or something like that. And there was something crazy that happened. And we have gaps that we never went and touched again, including gaps at 11,470. We never came back. And now we have, leaving this current bull market bottom, the 70K all-time high, the bear market bottom from there. We have one gap open at 16,955. I'm looking at that gap right there as roughly the same thing as this $3,000 gap. I think we have a handful of gaps that we're never going to see again. And these are starting to look the same way. These 30, mid 20 to $30,000 gaps. Some of these local ones though, I think are likely to get filled. And of course, we have the overhead gap at 53K that is pretty much inevitably going to get filled. And that's an old one. That's been around since December 2021. So that's a 3-year-old gap right there. Crazy. Crazy, man. We've been doing this for fucking so many years, dude. Just insane. Sometimes that reality sets in.
Yeah, and I want to ask you, what do you think that Bitcoin is lagging and crypto market in general is lagging behind the stock market? We see Nasdaq all-time high, S&P all-time high, Nvidia all-time high,
Yeah, yeah.
all-time high, but Bitcoin still under 60K. Do you think it's good? I mean, do you think we can easily pump to all-time high soon, or it's a bad sign that it's like a more weaker market now, or maybe
I
it's
think
already pumped a lot?
I think some of the politics plays into this, but I think people right now there's like faith in the market again, and it's very fake. Like it's an inflated sense of security in the market. The dollar's losing a lot of value, right? So stocks are the first thing that are going to go up in value because companies can take loans. No one's taking loans to buy Bitcoin. Um, no company is necessarily taking like ma companies en masse are not taking out loans to buy Bitcoin. Companies can buy their own stocks because
Maybe a macro strategy to this.
I know
Probably.
exactly. There's one that we know of. There's one
Yeah.
that we know of that can do this, right? But Tesla would rather buy its own stock because the company doesn't want to sit on dollars. They want to sit on stock, and who are they going to trust more than anyone else, right? Themselves. So you can buy your own stock, and that I think that's what gives the stock market a lot of more like especially in times like this, it has more upside movement. But combine that with the fact that in America, this is an election year and we have Trump, really pushing his way through the gate, and that's going to be very bullish for the market. And I think a lot of people don't have any faith in Joe Biden. The only people that have faith in Joe Biden are fucking retards. So it's like at the end of the day, I think Trump's going to win this election, and I think a lot of people are preparing for that. That's going to be really good for the market. Everyone is excited for the end of the year. I
Yeah,
think the
man, let's hope so. By the way, I live in Argentina, second year already, and Javier Milei just won here, so it's a good an example how things could be. I don't know if he will be a good president. By the way, he talk something about Bitcoin, so they called him pro Bitcoin president. But
okay, yeah, of course.
so let's hope Trump can win. Yeah, and I don't want to talk about Russian elections, but they also soon, and there's some opposite candidate. I don't know if
Okay.
Putin will come out, but yeah. Anyway, election year, so we will see much volatility. And so, do you think Bitcoin will break all-time high and go much higher? More likely than it will go sideways or dump harder. What do you think? Because
I don't think we're going to see a new all-time high till post-halving. I think and probably 3 to 6 months after the halving. I don't expect to see an all-time high before then.
yeah, me too. But I'm in the whole this year, so maybe in usually Bitcoin prints all-time high in approximately December's and New Year's Eve. So maybe it will do it again because everyone say no, history doesn't repeat. Like, but it usually we see stock to flow model, we see 4-year cycles, and they are pretty much similar. Maybe if you zoom in, they are different, but in general, if you remove the candles from the chart, you can see only averages. We see like Bitcoin is doing its job very good. Even the stock to flow model. What do you think of stock to flow, by the way?
I mean, I think it's a good. I don't have it on screen share. Do you have it?
No, but I
But I
think
do believe in it.
everyone, yeah, I think everyone knows what is it. But
Yeah.
some people were mm, saying that that it's broken last after last high when we didn't break 100K. But those people, like they need to zoom out because Plan B can't predict you know, uh, the price, like exact
Yeah.
price. But he predicted the cycles, which are working very well.
It's
If you
working damn near perfect. I mean, dude, it's like I've never seen a model that's so effective. There's only one other indicator that's as effective, and that's doing the opposite of whatever Jim Cramer says. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, exactly.
but um, yeah, I'm a big fan of S2F. It makes a lot of sense. Miners have to plug in machines. There's a lot of support for Bitcoin globally, whether
Yeah,
it's investing in Bitcoin itself or investing in mining or investing in development firms. And guess what? Especially around a halving,
yeah.
scarcity drops,
Man,
hash, and
flash rate breaking all-time high every week or
yeah,
so.
it's fucking crazy. We're
By
we're
the way,
at Bitcoin.
this is very big divergence between price and hash rate. I think it's the most the bigger one because
Okay.
really, like I mean the hash rate was growing and the price were falling all the last bear market cycle, you know.
hmm
So maybe it's also a good sign. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin long term, but maybe not all these shit coins because a lot of people are, you know, they like used to like they buy and hodl them, but a lot
Yeah,
of yeah, a lot of
I'm gonna
shitcoins go to zero or near zero, yeah, in
I
the
want to
end.
show you a fucking shitcoin. Let's look at XRP because this is one of the ones that I think is one of the dumbest shitcoins out there. Let's look at it on like a weekly. On a weekly, it's had, let's see, last bull market, it made a new all-time high from the previous. Oh, this doesn't even show the
No,
previous.
no, no, no. It's not all-time high, bro.
Yeah,
You need
exactly.
you need,
Yeah,
you
that's
need
I
to
need a
hold the
bigger
chart, a Poloniex chart or something like this,
Poloniex.
because yeah, XRP was not
Yeah,
breaking all high. There was
yeah,
Dogecoin, there was Ethereum Classic, Cardano, and a few names breaking all-time high, but XRP Bitcoin Cash didn't do so.
yeah.
So
XRP, no dice, and that's the thing is like, look, we're only off of the bear market bottom of 2017 and all that shit from after the high, 13 cents. I mean, we're at 50 cents now. And this thing hasn't been too far from 13 cents uh long ago. So I mean, if anything, it's like let's say you bought in at anywhere greater than, this is where most people buy in, right? This is where most people buy in. And now you have them sitting underwater fucking, just circle jerking each other trying to convince everyone that it's the new standard. And it's pretty much just gone sideways with random pumps and dumps. So I think this is just a good reason as to why a lot of shit coins are going to go downhill because at some point the delusion has to end. And this
yeah,
has
it's
been
like a,
nothing.
it's like a dot-com bubble.
Yeah,
There was a lot of stocks which like below zero now or near. But
yeah,
by the way, I realized that can you hold this chart XRP
yeah.
for 30 seconds. See this pump in 2018 when we pump to $3, yeah? If you try to exclude this pump, like like this was an white swan or something. If you see previous pump, previous high, and yeah, and see the next high, so it's look like a longer term bullish trend. I mean, if you zoom out again, yeah, it's looking like this. But if I think the next pump,
Mm, mm,
the the final pump when Bitcoin hit 20K and XRP hit $3.5, it was a unusual pump, because there was an alt season, if you remember, in May 2017 before. Like Bitcoin was like 200 or 300 bucks, but a lot of altcoins already did 100x at
mm,
that point. So it was basically like double bull market in 2017. That's why also I think XRP and many altcoins didn't break this all-time high because it was a very strong bubble territory, even now
yeah,
for many coins to reach that highs again.
yeah.
But we saw Cardano, we saw Dogecoin, we saw Ethereum Classic broke all-time highs, so there is potential for some coins for sure.
This is a
Uh,
good point. This is a good point. Here to here, and then bam, go nuts.
yeah, and bam again,
But
because a lot of people quit before that pump, A lot
yeah,
of people closed their positions in profit and then it pumped again.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be curious. I like that observation, and I definitely think, look, I'm not gonna plant. I'm not gonna include XRP as one of my shitcoin seeds that I plant. Because I can't really ever see XRP doing too much. Just that they have constant downward pressure on the market every month. A billion tokens getting released, stuff like that. And then they end up keeping most of it. So they have like all the price pressure that they could ask for. But yeah, I think there's definitely it's important though as for all of us, that as traders, it is important to have a shitcoin, to plant some shitcoin seeds. Put $100 here, $100 there, and then if a fucking 10,000 X's and you make $1 million, pull your money and live to see a better day. It's not always about scalping in and out of fucking Bitcoin or swing trading Bitcoin. Sometimes it's important to make some long-term positions that do include some shitcoinery. So, yeah, I just wanted to make that point clear, but I wouldn't do it with XRP. I wouldn't do it with XRP.
Look, can I ask you about one specific OG coin? Because
Yeah,
a lot of my community is uh, I want to know. It's a Dash coin. You remember Dash digital cash?
of course.
Dash the currency. Now it's experiencing all-time lows after all-time lows, and a lot of my community is hating me also and holding it because I was very pretty much bullish on it when it was much higher. Because really we saw, if you look at Poloniex chart or some older chart, you see that
Yeah,
really we were oversold even at $200. And a lot of good people, even myself, we start buying it at those levels, previous bull market. But it it did a small pump, like it did like for 10x or so, and then it
Hmm.
returned back and all-time lows and all-time lows, pretty much as Zcash and some coins. What do you think of that? Because I think at least my audience will respect your TA on that because they need to get out of it. Somebody bought at $200 and higher. So what do you think of Dash? Can it do some surprise pump, or that can bounce, or even maybe a bull market? I don't know. What do you think? Or it's a
Yeah.
dying project?
I
Because I
don't
know,
think it's dying yet. I want to take a look at the order book after this real quick. There's no volume on this. There's no volume. Look
yes, a
how
lot of
wild it.
these things because of privacy feature. And originally is US coin. I mean, it called
Hmm.
dark coin, and it's just recently it was 10-year anniversary of it. But then they renamed to Dash, and it was, you remember, it was all-time high. It was 1,600.
Yeah, shit.
We call it $1,600. We call it 1,600 in Russia. It was
That's nuts.
much higher than now. I mean, it's like thousands X from now. Can
Let's
it
see if,
return at least at least somewhere?
yeah, let's
Yeah,
take a look at the order book.
yeah, because it's
Let's-
thin, I think. I heard that
Yeah, I
Binance
was gonna
bought
say
a
this
lot
is
of
this is the
master nodes.
bounce. So
Yeah,
there's two reasons why I think this is bouncing. A, MSR. This is the work of Tyler Coates, aka Socrates. You might remember him.
yeah.
Um, this is suggesting that this downtrend is running out of steam. Now, I already liked what I was seeing for a bounce here, and then we flip over to the order book, and this is looking sweet, dude. I mean, right now we're talking a massive, massive support range. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, you
don't
can,
you think if Binance delisted next after XMR, it will drop lower?
it'll
Uh,
drop lower for sure.
But I heard that Binance held like half of master nodes of Dash or, or something like this. A lot of master nodes they are holding and they
Mm.
doing money. So I don't think they will sell it, in such lower price. I think they should do a pretty much pump before that, but we don't see it on the charts and a lot of people panicking. So yeah, uh,
Yeah, obviously in a bear market, we expect this stuff to get broken. In a bull market, we expect the equivalent on the sell side to get broken. Now, a fundamental kicker is enough to destroy any of that, and change course. So a delisting is going to make any of this look, be completely useless. But as far as the trade is concerned, this looks phenomenal. You have aggregated spot markets bullish, aggregated perp markets bullish on Binance. We have a lot of support right here. A massive, here's the discrepancy. You have a 28, a 61 pack, 28, 160, 125, 142. Whereas over here, we have much more robust buy side behavior. The only sellers are the ones that are chasing the top end of the book. We have a 1,000 order and 932 order running the sell side end of the book up against a 2,000 plus dash wall. So to me, this is looking like the bounce is in. It's going to happen. It's just that these guys need to pull their orders and give up, and they will eventually. This is the fear. There's always waves of sellers whenever there's a crash, right? And these are the bottom sellers right now. These guys are trying to force the price down even further, and they're running the top end of the book. They're basically what they're doing is it's sellers that want to dump their bags, but they're too stubborn to market order sell. They want the limit order fill. So they're just going to compete with one another to get their limit orders, and they're just going to keep putting their order in front of the next guy, in front of the next guy, until the price gets capped out and and buyers sweep some of that up and can't do anymore. But at some point, those guys give up that little game they're playing, and then it'll bounce big time. So I see a strong bottom right here. Actually, we could go a little bit, double bottom, maybe a little bit lower, but I mean, if you're taking the long on this one, I might actually take a little long on this one. This
yeah,
is
but
pretty
this is
sweet.
yeah, this is hopium for Dash holders, and yeah, I think so. And the project itself, it's working well. I mean, if you compare even to some other blockchains like Solana, which can go to for a weekend and doesn't work, Dash works well all 10 years, no problem. And also, it has a very low how it called emission or total amount of coins. I mean, its
Hmm.
maximum supply it will be like I think less than 20 million coins, even a little bit less than Bitcoin. So it's not unlimited supply. That's on buyer side also, you know.
Mhm.
Thanks for your TA. I think Russian community will appreciate it a lot
Yeah,
on
for
that.
sure, man. This is one I want to pay attention to, and I just wanted to point out my settings in case anyone wanted to. This is just some general settings, 140, 40. And I'll just scroll through. You can always pause the video and create your settings how I do. But yeah, on the 1 to 2.5 band, I start with 10. 0 to 1, I start with 15. 2.5 to 5, we're gold up until 14, and then Ruby mine 15 and up. 5 to 10, one of the best bands too. 10 to 14 gold, and then on up. And yeah, again, you can pause the video and take a look at these. Asks is just inverted. For different reasons. The ratio discrepancy is always going to be different. But yeah, that's the settings for this one. This is kind of like a general setting situation that I put up. Market type spot, exchange, Binance. And I always put it to fixed scale because without fixed scale, it won't always be 1 to 2.5, 2.5 to 5, and 5 to 10% bands. I click the fixed scale to make sure that it always is. Um, that is always the same. So yeah, this is looking good. I mean, just looking at the signals in in the past here, good buy signals, good sell signals, great support was found. We did bounce. There was money to be made on every single one of these signals. So I really like how this is behaving. You could have made money, could have made money. This would have been painful. Holy shit. I don't know what was going on here, but this would have been very painful. So yeah, I mean, I like what I'm seeing now. Look, you know what this was? This is probably after the ETF was rejected, and this was probably, Bitcoin started to crash, and that was just their crash, you know. But ultimately, triple band support was the bottom. We have 1 to 2.5 band support, 2.5 to 5, and 5 to 10 band support. Triple overlay, triple band, whatever support, which we also had over here. And it's very good to see that consistency. We made a low over here with wick, whatever, and we did the same thing over here. So this is a double bottom to me. This is a double bottom. And where we're at now is let me just pull this up. I just want to do something real quick here. I'm sorry I'm taking up I know we're talking about this a long time, but same consistent support. That 5 to 10 band lit up all the way through all this. Very strong consistent support. So I like that consistency. I really do. So yeah, that sums up what I have to say about Dash. I think this is a good buy range. It's got to be the bottom, man. If I had to guess, that's the bottom right there. But yeah,
But
well, what do you
we see a
what?
little bit blood on 1 minute time frame. Now on BTC, I mean, I'm looking on Bitcoin and some levels to catch.
Did I do
Yeah,
anything yet?
not,
Oh
not a
wait,
big
hold on. I
thing.
had orders. Let's see what
Yeah,
happened with my orders. What's going on here? Uh,
you're at break even or what?
I'm not seeing my tag.
Uh, uh, oh, but that's because it's ETC. You're on BTC pairing.
Oh shoot.
I,
I was like,
oh,
what?
yeah, I'm in the red, man. We were talking. I forgot about my thread. I'm in a little bit red, but I think maybe it will bounce. So I set my limit orders to somewhere below this local low.
Let's do this again. All right, let's see if we get this. This will drop the average entry a little bit. All right, we made a lower low. Let's see.
Yeah,
All right,
this
I'm
we need
now at 8x. And my goal is to get roughly to a 10 to 20x position in a competition.
yeah. You know how we call these limit orders in Russian? We call it
Tell me,
bucket.
a
Like
bucket order?
yeah, we need to make buckets, like there was a game you need to like you put buckets and then it like something put inside of them, water or something. So yeah, we
Okay,
call
I've
it.
just marked my exit that I need in order to clear a fee spread if I market exit. I did a point 0.1 fee spread
Yeah.
because I did point oh 0.04 on the entry, and if I exit, it'll be point oh 0.06. So I just put it, if I market exit, it'll be point oh 0.06. So I just put that there. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to fucking say that real
No, no,
quick. Well,
it was I interrupt you.
so bucket,
Yeah, I mean in Russia we call it vedra. It's like buckets, and they say like, uh, did my buckets filled or not?
okay,
Yeah,
got
never
it.
mind.
Yeah,
Russian people understand this. Yeah,
you got good slang. Yeah,
I'm thinking about limit order, place some limit orders on Dash after your TA because you made a very good. Uh,
yeah. I want to make some limit. I mean, I think it's a good setup, man. I think it's a good setup.
you
Obviously,
you showed very big walls, which are like exist. So maybe it's kind of bounce. It's gonna be a strong bounce, I think. Maybe a short squeeze. And if you
yeah,
look at Dash history, usually when it pumps, it do it very quick, like as Doge or XRP. It's like can do like 100% a day, but it was long, long time ago. Uh, Now there are different altcoins doing. I mean, Solana, Inject, if you saw, they did like 1,000% in a
yeah,
month. So now it's like season of new coins, and
exactly.
yeah,
Blockchains,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
which makes me think about Pulse, man. Pulse and fucking some of that Richard Hart shit, man. I have a feeling shit's gonna go nuts. But yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a couple wicks. I don't like this very
Mm.
much. I don't like that rejection, but it is what it is. Um, yeah, let's take a look over here real quick. All right, so we're back to break even at roughly an 8.5x position. I'm willing to add more to this. We are running the bottom end of the RSI. Could be worth getting involved, but right now I am just focused on not over leveraging because I've added to this position about 3 or 4 times, right? I've used about 3 orders to create this average entry. And one of the things that you can do is think, oh, well, every time it goes down, it'll just decrease my average. The problem is at some point you're going to be pretty heavily leveraged. And I find that you don't want to do it all in too close a period of time. I've gotten to 8.5x now, and I think I need to give it really, unless a significant price moves happens, I probably need to give it about 30 minutes and plan my exit before I plan my double down. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, if this goes lower, I have enough wiggle room that this will, if this goes lower, price goes lower, it'll probably put me in a 12x position, and then I can double my position value. I can put another 1,000 contracts in, and then it'll meet me in the middle, right? Or I can even go DJ lev with the intent of just clearing the fee, and well, I'll probably end up being live one day when that happens. So we'll cover that stuff too. But I like to make sure that I can affect my average entry so that I can bail positions if I really need to. Right now, if I really need to, I can bail for this position at a very small loss, a fee loss. And if I really needed to, that would be okay. But right now, only being about roughly 8.5x in a position, I'm not losing any sleep on this, especially also in a competition. The trade capital is very low. We're trading $100 USD right now, USDT. So the in a trade competition, your focus is profit and loss percentage, and you're better off. learning to do that with fewer dollars in the mix. You're already going to be stressed by trying to compete with other market participants that you know. Um, and it's even though it's more fun, it's still stressful to compete to get the highest P&L in a 7 day period of time. So now I think it's a situation where um fuck, I forgot what I was saying, dude. Fuck, I'm still sick.
It's okay.
Yeah, my head's like so foggy, dude. Fuck. But yeah, I totally fucking lost my train of thought. Totally gone. Whatever. Oh, we're
Uh,
climbing it. We're inching closer and closer to that blue line, which makes me happy.
yeah, but I think the main point was to make a trading volume to be able to
Hmm.
participate. So you can trade basically on break even, or even you can do some trades. You can enter and exit and be even not in a profit, not in a loss, but you making volume. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we've been going for a little while here. I know it's getting late by you. I mean, I feel like, this is a good thing, man. I actually think we have some good conversations and we can definitely keep going, but I say we
Yeah,
break it up a little bit and do this you know, more in the coming days and
yeah,
especially
we can do next on my channel, on my English channel, to pump it a little bit, because YouTube algorithm, they think it's still Russian channel. It was like Russian backup channel, so they the targeting, geo targeting isn't right. So we need
yeah.
some organic American English views also.
Yeah, we'll
Uh,
get that. Let's because now that we're like so you guys, ladies and gentlemen, both of us are in the trading comp. But we're two different teams. CryptoCommons has a good group of people. I have a good group of people. A lot of us trade, and that's what makes this fun, honestly. You go to the username, put your unique put your username. Mine's Joe Saz, right? So it's like, it's fun to see your boys, that we trade together with in our Discord group, placing up here or down there or whatever. It's a lot more fun, to have that little competitive element. So, you guys, it's a good time. Join the trading competition. You can get all the information on the Discord channel. You can go to sazanalytica.com. It's there. CryptoCommons has his people. You can use either of our, you have to be either of our members in order to join. It's a private competition. So any of his people can join, any of my people can join. And we're probably going to do another one soon because this one, like I said, I was sick. I wasn't really feeling, even there's sometimes when you're sick and you can sit with a laptop on your stomach, but I was just a fucking piece of shit. So, this competition, I
so
feel like it was a little slow and I didn't hold up my end of the bargain there, being a trader. But here we're back now, and I'll be trading all day tomorrow, and hopefully I'll clear that volume, and I'll show you guys how it's done, and hopefully we go live on your American channel tomorrow, explain a few more things, build that up, and just keep the content rolling because now I'm better and I'm back behind my computer, maybe just a little stuffy.
yeah, Joe, get well soon. Appreciate to be on your channel, and yeah, I can. By the way, I can share for before we wrap it up. I can
Yep.
share. Where is my screen? Actually, this one. Yeah. I have some. I have some Dash and Ethereum Classic trades, but they are in minus now. So maybe I will close them soon if I see. Because really, if we zoom out, we see that Bitcoin might see a bigger correction now, and I think art will follow because we spoke about levels. I see fib level. We're testing now 0.23 level if we count from the last bottom, and if we continue correction, yeah, you talked about 32K in the beginning of the stream. But yeah, 34K is 61.8. It's a golden pocket. If we see a bigger correction like
Hmm.
hard pump, I think it makes sense to put some orders there, or maybe at 36. I don't know. We still can see this correction.
Yeah.
So we need to be prepared and move our stop losses and not to be liquidated, guys, not to get wrecked. This is the main thing.
Not this close to the halving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Well, I'll end the live stream, but just stay on for another couple minutes and we'll talk and then, say our goodbyes. But good luck to everyone in the trade comp. If you're not in the trade comp already, feel free to reach out. We happy to help you understand everything and get involved. And yeah, we'll be live again very soon. We'll be live again very soon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for tuning in. And good to see you all and be seeing you very soon. All right,
Yeah,
everyone.
nice
Uh
profit. Bye bye.
oh yeah, and we'll explain where to find CryptoCommons. I'll post it in the Discord channel when I go live with him tomorrow or as soon as we do it. I'll be posting everything in the Discord channel. So again, go to sazanalytica.com. Make sure you guys are in the Discord channel for all the updates. All right, everyone. Much love to you all. Peace. Okay.